A penalty scored then erased. A Champions League shootout swung in 2025. 5 real soccer laws lifelong fans miss, from no offside throw-ins to a keeper's 8-second limit. That erased goal is last. These are current IFAB laws of the game, the official rulebook every match runs on. Not myths, not trivia. Get one wrong and you'll argue the wrong call live on TV. Some literally changed for the 2025 to 2026 season. By the end, you'll spot calls even the commentators miss. Ready? Rule 1: you cannot be offside from a throw-in. Ever? Under IFAB Law 11, if the ball reaches you directly from a throw-in, there is no offside offense. Full stop. The same exemption covers goal kicks and corner kicks. Picture it. A striker loiters 5 yards behind the last defender, deep in the danger zone. Normally that flag goes up instantly, but a teammate takes a throw-in and finds him. Onside. The linesman's flag stays flat on the ground. Here's why the rule exists. Offside is meant to stop players camping by the goal waiting for a long pass. A throw-in already gives the defending side a moment to reset, and the thrower must keep both feet down behind the line. The lawmakers decided the throw itself is disadvantage enough, so they carved out an exception. Smart teams weaponize this. They deliberately station a forward behind the defense, take a quick throw, and the defense freezes, half of them screaming for a flag that will never come. Watch any match closely and you'll see coaches drilling it. But the throw-in loophole is quiet compared to what referees can now do to your goalkeeper. Rule 2 changed this year and it's brutal. From the 2025 to 2026 season, a goalkeeper who holds the ball for more than 8 seconds gives away a corner kick. Not a talking to, a corner. Attackers swarming the 6-yard box. This replaces the old rule, which handed the other team an indirect free kick after 6 seconds, a punishment referees almost never bothered to enforce. Nobody counts to 6 in their head during a live match. So the lawmakers made 2 changes at once. They stretched the limit to 8 seconds and they made the clock visible. Here's the part that makes it work. Once the keeper has clear control of the ball, the referee raises a hand and counts down the final 5 seconds on their fingers. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The keeper can see it. The crowd can see it. There's no ambiguity, no I didn't know. Roll it out. If the keeper is still holding at 0, the whistle blows and the corner is set. Why swap an indirect free kick for a corner? A corner is harsher and far clearer. Everyone in the stadium understands a corner instantly, and referees will actually give one. That's the whole point of a punishment they'll enforce. Which brings us to a punishment that erased a goal entirely. Rule 3: touch the ball twice on a penalty and your goal vanishes. In March 2025, Atletico Madrid met Real Madrid in the Champions League last 16, and it went to a shootout. Julian Alvarez stepped up for Atletico and buried his penalty. The net rippled. His teammates started to celebrate. Then VAR intervened. As Alvarez planted his standing foot, he slipped, and his standing foot clipped the ball a fraction of a second before his kicking foot struck it. 2 touches. Under the laws, the taker of a penalty may not play the ball a second time before another player touches it. The goal was wiped off the board. Here's the mechanism. A penalty is 1 attempt, 1 contact. The rule stops a taker from tapping the ball forward and then blasting it, gaining an unfair advantage. Alvarez's double touch was an accident from a slip, but the law, as written then, made no exception. Erased goals swing everything. Atletico had scored in every human sense of the word, and then hadn't. Real Madrid went on to win the shootout 4-2 and knocked Atletico out. 1 slip, 1 phantom touch. A whole season's European run gone. And remember, we still haven't hit number 1. But first, the rule that says you can score in 1 second flat. Rule 4 is the one everyone gets wrong at the pub. You can score directly from kickoff, straight into the net against the opponent's legal goal. Under IFAB Law 8, a goal may be scored directly against the opponents from the kickoff. The ball just has to move to be in play. That's it. The moment it's nudged and travels, the game is live, and a shot from the center circle counts. So where does the myth come from? People are sure a kickoff must be passed sideways or backwards first before anyone can shoot. That was true years ago, and old habits stuck around in playground rules. It isn't true now. Here's the mechanism. Kickoff simply restarts play. The only requirements are that the ball is stationary, it moves when kicked, and the taker doesn't touch it twice. That double touch law again. Meet those, and a curling 40-yard strike over a keeper who's still jogging out is a perfectly good goal. In practice, it almost never happens, because keepers aren't caught that far forward. But it's fully legal, and every so often a bold player tries it, and the referee points to the center circle. That covers the bold ones. Now the opposite, a goal you'd swear you saw that the law refuses to count. Rule 5: some free kicks can't score at all. There are 2 kinds of free kick, and the difference decides whether a goal even counts. A direct free kick can go straight in, 1 strike, and it's a goal. An indirect free kick cannot. Under IFAB Law 13, if an indirect free kick is kicked straight into the opponent's goal, it does not count. Instead, the defending team gets a goal kick. The ball has to touch a second player first. So how do you tell them apart in real time? Watch the referee's arm. When a free kick is indirect, the referee raises one arm straight up and holds it there. That raised arm is a signal to everyone. This one needs a second touch. The arm stays up until a second player makes contact, then it drops and the ball is live to score. Here's the logic. Indirect free kicks are given for softer offenses, like dangerous play or a keeper holding too long. The lawmakers didn't want a minor infringement to hand out a direct scoring chance, so they added the second touch requirement to take the sting out of it. Blast an indirect free kick into the top corner and the referee just points for a goal kick, arm still raised. No goals. Now at last, number 1, the erased penalty in full. So why did the rulebook shift under everyone's feet? Take the Alvarez case. It caused such an outcry that IFAB softened the double-touch rule almost overnight. Now if a penalty is scored after an accidental double-touch, the kick is retaken instead of wiped out. That change took effect in UEFA competition in June 2025, the day after the announcement. The catch, it only rescues an accidental touch on a scored kick. A deliberate double touch or an accidental one that misses is still penalized, so it still hinges on a referee and VAR judging your intent. The 8-second keeper rule got the opposite treatment, a slow, careful test drive. Rather than flip a global switch, IFAB trialed it first in Premier League 2 and in leagues in Malta and Italy across hundreds of matches, to check it didn't wreck the flow of games. The honest catch there, keepers were actually penalized only around 4 times in all those trials. So it may scare keepers into rushing more than it ever punishes them, and top-level enforcement is still partly untested. Set the old rule against the new one. 6 seconds indirect free kick and referees who shrugged. Versus 8 seconds, a corner and a visible countdown. A corner is harsher and unmistakable, which is exactly why referees will finally blow the whistle. Here they are, all 5 in a breath. 1. No offside from a throw-in. 2. Your keeper holds the ball more than 8 seconds, that's a corner. 3. Touch a penalty twice, like Alvarez slipping in that Champions League shootout and the goal is erased. 4. You can score straight from kickoff. 5. A goal directly from an indirect free kick doesn't count, it's a goal kick. These aren't loopholes or trivia. They're enforceable laws in the current IFAB rulebook, live on every pitch this season, and the one most likely to bite your team first. The 8-second keeper rule. Every side has a goalkeeper who loves to stroll the ball around and kill a minute when they're ahead. This season, the referee raises a hand, counts down 5 fingers, and hands the other team a corner right when your keeper least expects it. Watch for the countdown. It's coming to a match near you, and it will decide a game before the season ends. So which one actually surprised you? The no offside throw-in. The erased Alvarez penalty. Drop it in the comments and tell me the rule your team breaks every single week. And if you want more of these hidden rule breakdowns before the season buries you in bad calls, subscribe. That's where the next one lives.